My name is Andy Coleman, and I'm the managing director for the Pittsburgh New Works Festival. So I've been involved with the festival for now about 8 years. I started as an actor in the festival, performing in some of the readings and the main stage plays over the first few years of involvement, and then word got out that I also work in advertising and marketing, and I was approached about joining the board of directors. So I've been on the board now for about 6 years in a variety of capacities, concentrating mainly in the communications and marketing side. But now this is my first year in the role of managing director. Well, with Pittsburgh in general, kind of having that melting pot vibe, there's a lot of different, again, specifically even just in the neighborhoods and the voices that come out of each of those neighborhoods. That's one of the biggest things that I really think that the Pittsburgh New Works Festival really brings to life, is that it's 18 different theater companies from all over the greater Pittsburgh area coming together under one roof. So there's already going to naturally be some different voices and tones of how things get presented on stage, and that way audiences get to experience 18 different theater companies' works within a 6-week period without having to run all over the city. I mean, being here in Carnegie has been a godsend for us to be able to be close enough to the downtown area, but also far enough out to feel a little bit removed and not have to deal with, again, as expensive parking and things like that. It's a very accessible place to get to. The downtown Main Street of Carnegie has been great for just post and pre-show kind of activities and things along those lines. But really, when it comes back to what is special about the festival, is that it's that sense of community, that we have all of the individual communities where these companies are from working together. I mean, sharing props, sharing dressing rooms, sharing stage space. And it's really, that sense of community that really makes the festival special to me. And I think that's what really is special about Pittsburgh, that not only within the New Works Festival, but within the cultural landscape of Pittsburgh, from theater to live music to the visual arts, that there's kind of something for everyone out there. And if you ever say that you're bored in Pittsburgh, you're a fool. It's hard to say. I mean, really, there's something for everyone's tastes out there. And so, I mean, of the 18 groups that we have kind of tapped within the festival, it's exciting to see that everyone is producing plays outside of the festival as well, which is one of our rules for being involved with the festival, one of the guidelines. So getting out there and potentially using the New Works Festival as a conduit to get out and see another theater company that you maybe have not had a chance to see before. I mean, we have folks that are within this group of production companies that, again, have been around since the beginning of the festival and beyond. I mean, Little Lake Theater, for example, I mean, in their 70th year of producing plays, and this year they're one of our main stage production companies, and they do fantastic work. So I'm always going to support, again, going out and seeing some of the many shows that they do. Same with South Park Theater; they're a big legacy company in the Pittsburgh market. But even like CCAC South Campus, they have a fantastic theater program, and they've been involved with the festival from the beginning. So, I mean, that's just a small sampling of the production companies that are here just within the festival, let alone companies that aren't part of the festival. Companies like Bricolage that are doing a ton of very immersive productions. Uncumber Theatrics, they do some really cool, again, very visceral kind of reaction type plays where it's more than just a play, it's this experience. And that's become, I think, a lot of some of the trends that I've been seeing in theater too, where it's not just, all right, sit down and look at your program before the lights go out and then watch a play. It's this whole all-encompassing kind of piece. I rely a lot on just networking and getting out and seeing as much as you can, and not just things that are within your comfort zone. Like if you find yourself to be just a theater person, don't just go see plays. Go to see art galleries and symphonic performances, because you never know what's going to kind of spur your motivation for finding your next project, who you're going to meet there. I mean, there are so many times that I've been out at an event and like-minded arts folks getting together, and that may end up involving you in another project down the road. And I mean, as another plug for the festival, obviously, when it comes time for auditions, I I mean, that's no better way to be introduced to 18 different theater companies at one time with a 2-minute monologue, show up, an audition, and it gets you on the radar of each of the companies that are producing plays in the festival. So if you're looking to get into the theater scene, from an acting standpoint, I'm absolutely going to recommend staying in contact with the New Works Festival and coming out for auditions next year and just seeing as much as you can and meeting people. Everyone's super relatable and friendly, so you're going to be hard-pressed to find someone with an ego too big to stop and talk to you for a little bit. So that's what I love about Pittsburgh. And all the things, Facebook, primarily Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's PGHNWF as the symbol of all things Pittsburgh New Works Festival. And this year it's the 28th year for the Pittsburgh New Works Festival, and with it being the year 2018, we're using hashtag PNWF 2018 for all of our things that way. So follow along. I know on Instagram, more specifically this year, we've tapped a variety of actors and production companies going to be doing some like Instagram takeovers throughout the festival and things like that too, to try to do some more interactive behind the scenes kind of looks at the festival when it comes, what it takes to bring a show to the stage. One thing that I've noticed that is part of the conversation, and there's always room to grow, inclusivity, both, again, within each theater's kind of audiences, both on stage and the patrons, again, being super welcoming from both, from an accessibility standpoint. I mean, making sure that everyone who has the ability to come and experience, whether it be the play or the orchestral performance. We do a variety of things here within the festival where we'll do, again, ASL, like sign language interpretation, things like that. We have different assistive listening devices and audio descriptions that we will do during the festival as well. So, I mean, seeing more and more of that kind of technology and those kind of elements getting involved within the theater scene has been great to see, and knowing that there's always room to grow, but it's being that it's already part of the conversation is great, that we're already seeing it starting to roll out within the art scene, and just making sure that if anyone wants to take advantage of all of the variety of art that's out there in the Pittsburgh area and beyond, they have the ability to do so. I'm Andy Coleman, Managing Director for the Pittsburgh New Works Festival, and Mr. Bones knows me.